A day in solitary confinement. Imagine a room the size of a parking space. No windows, no clock, just concrete, steel, and silence. Now imagine being trapped inside for 23 hours a day. For weeks, months, even years. This is solitary confinement. A punishment inside punishment. A prison within prison. Today, we step into the shadows of isolation. What does one day in solitary do to the human mind? And how do inmates survive it? The door closes. It begins with the sound of a door. A heavy, industrial thud that cuts a man off from the world. Inmates say that sound isn't just metal, it's finality. When the door slams shut, freedom isn't the only thing locked away. Your senses, your sanity, your very identity, all sealed behind the steel. Meals will come through this slot. Words will be exchanged through it. For the next 23 hours, this rectangle is the prisoner's only connection to human life. The rest is silence. A silence so heavy, it can drive men mad. The box. The cell is often called the box. 6 by 9 feet of concrete, one thin mattress, a toilet that never stops dripping, and walls that don't just confine, they swallow sound. No bars, no open air, just a sealed cage where every breath echoes back at you. There are no clocks, no schedules, no faces. Time blurs until days feel like weeks. Inmates say it's not the space that crushes you. It's the absence. No voices, no sunlight, no proof the world outside still exists. The first hour. The first hour is deceptive. Some say it feels almost normal. Breakfast comes, a routine that hints at structure. But as soon as the tray is taken back, the silence swallows everything again. No conversation, no footsteps, just the hum of a fluorescent light. Inmates walk the same steps over and over, and 5 paces forward, 5 paces back. Some count cracks in the wall. Others whisper to themselves. Anything to. Oh, remind the brain it's still alive. Because in solitary, the real punishment isn't the lack of freedom. It's the war inside your head. The weight of silence. Silence in solitary is not the silence of peace. It's the silence of absence, of nothingness. Some men say it presses down on their chest like a physical weight. Others describe it as a roar, so loud that it drowns out their own thoughts. When there is no noise, the mind begins to create its own. Whispers, phantom footsteps, voices that aren't there. Inmates report hearing entire conversations from their past, replayed in surround sound. At first, they know it's memory. But after hours, maybe days, the line between memory and hallucination starts to blur. The ritual of pacing. Movement becomes a ritual. 5 steps forward, 5 steps back. Left turn, repeat. Some prisoners will pace for hours until their feet blister and their knees ache. Why? Because pacing is a fight against the void. Each step is a reminder that time is still moving, even if the clock has vanished. They create routines, pacing, push-ups, sit-ups, reading the same book until the spine breaks. These rituals become lifelines. Without them, the mind drifts into dangerous waters. Depression, paranoia, or worse, the slow unraveling of sanity. The slot. 3 times a day the slot opens. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. For most inmates, this sound becomes the only rhythm of life. It marks the passage of time, the only proof that the outside world still exists. But the slot is more than a delivery chute. It's a lifeline. Guards may slide in letters from family or a rare book if the rules allow. Sometimes it's the only human contact an inmate gets. A tray, a hand, maybe a word or two, then silence again. And when the slot closes, it's as if the world disappears once more. The walls close in. The walls in solitary do not move, but to the prisoner, they shrink. Some describe the sensation of the room collapsing inward, as if the concrete itself is alive, breathing closer with every second. It's not real, but it feels real. That's the trap of the box. The body knows it's safe, but the mind swears it's suffocating. This is why some prisoners pace, others scream, and some simply press themselves against the walls to test if they're still solid. In solitary, the walls are both protection and torment. They keep danger out, but they also keep madness in. Conversations with ghosts. When days blur together, the human brain invents company. Some prisoners whisper to family they'll never see again. Others re-argue fights from years past, speaking both parts of the conversation. A few even befriend the walls, giving them names, talking to them as if they'll answer back. It isn't always madness. Sometimes it's survival. Talking to ghosts, real or imagined, keeps the mind occupied. Without it, silence becomes unbearable, and when silence becomes unbearable, men do desperate things. The desperate scratch. Inmates crave proof of existence. Many scratch messages or tally marks into their walls, small symbols that say, "I was here." The act is ancient, primal. From cave paintings to prison scratches, humans have always fought against being forgotten. Sometimes these marks count days, weeks, or months. Sometimes they're simply a cry for identity in a place designed to erase it. But every mark is a rebellion. A prisoner may be locked in steel and concrete, but the scratches remind him. His story hasn't vanished yet. The guard's footsteps. The rarest sound in solitary is another human presence. Guards walk the tier only a handful of times each day. The echo of boots becomes a symbol of authority, of connection, of fear. Inmates strain to listen, to measure how many steps, how close, how far. A guard's voice might cut through the silence. A single word, harsh or casual, can feel like thunder. And then, as quickly as it came, the echo fades, leaving behind only the same heavy quiet. For some, the footsteps mean danger. For others, they are a reminder. They are not completely alone. The battle with time. Time is the cruelest weapon in solitary. With no clocks, no sunrise or sunset, the mind loses its grip. Seconds feel like hours. Hours stretch into eternity. Some men swear they've lived entire days in a single afternoon, only to discover it's barely noon. To fight back, inmates invent calendars. They count meals as hours, tally guard shifts as days, measure footsteps as minutes. It's fragile, imprecise, but it's survival. Because in the box, time isn't just measured, it's endured. The hunger for light. Light is a rare commodity. Some cells offer a sliver of sun, but many provide only a dim, buzzing bulb. Inmates crave daylight the way a starving man craves bread. 1 minute of sunlight can feel like salvation. Without it, the body weakens, the skin pales, and the spirit breaks. Inmates describe pressing their eyes to the crack under the door, desperate for proof the sun still exists. For them, light is more than vision. It is life. The exercise cage. After 23 hours inside, inmates are led to what is called the yard. But it isn't a yard, it's a cage. A concrete box or chain link enclosure, barely larger than the cell itself. 1 hour a day. That's it. Here, the sun is not freedom. It's rationed. Prisoners stretch, walk in circles, breathe fresh air. For some, it's the only thing keeping their body alive. For others, it's torture. A cruel reminder of the world they can no longer touch. The knock code. Human beings will always find ways to connect, in solitary. Where voices are forbidden, inmates create entire languages from knocks and taps. A simple code, 1 knock for A, 2 for B, and so on. Primitive, but powerful. With this code, friendships are formed, alliances built, even romances whispered across concrete. To outsiders, it's just noise. To prisoners, it's life. Each knock reminds them, you are not invisible. Someone hears you. The mirror trick. Solitary may strip inmates of voices, but not of ingenuity. Prisoners use fragments of metal, plastic, even water in a tray to create makeshift mirrors. With them, they scan under doors, peek down hallways, even catch glimpses of fellow inmates during yard call. It's a game of survival. A stolen glimpse, a stolen second of contact. For guards, it's contraband. For inmates, it's oxygen. A fleeting reminder that they are part of a world beyond their own four walls. You've just stepped inside solitary, a place where silence speaks louder than words. If this story pulled you in, there's more waiting. Don't just watch from the outside. Come deeper inside prison walls. Every cell has a story. Stay with us to hear them all.